Hey there, welcome to the Christian Media Marketing Show. My name is John, and I am grateful to spend some time with you today. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for watching the YouTube channel. I do appreciate all of you who have subscribed. One of the practices that I do is to just pray for those of you who are seeing the content. So when I see numbers or I see how many, from a country or a different place that maybe hasn't watched or listened before, my prayer goes out to each and every one of you because I know that I don't have all the answers. In fact, I'm in one sense just a beggar trying to tell another beggar where to find some bread, what's working, some of the things that we're seeing, what we're praying for, successes, failures, all of those kind of things. But when I see that people are taking time, when you are taking time to listen or watch, it's because you're trying to make Jesus famous. You are trying to do whatever you can to make him known and to connect those who are seeking with somebody that can walk with them. And so I just appreciate and I pray for each and every one of you. For those of you who I know your name, I pray for that. But I also just lift up this audience, this group of people. The last episode, 84 different countries of people that were listening. And it was a very personal message. My mom, just hours after I finished that video, went on to be with the Lord. And I'm very grateful to have had that last bit of time with her. I'm thankful even for the work. Some would think, hey, how do you do that? Well, we've had stages because of her dementia and going into a nursing home. It's in some ways I've had to grieve through stages. I've had to work through these different emotions through stages. But there's also a part of it where social media and sharing some of these things with you all has helped as well. Just hearing the comments come back, the prayer request, the concern that you've had, I really appreciate it. And so I just want to thank you for that. And so this week, I'm in the midst of more and more travel. It's just a necessity. It seems like it's seasonal. Our Kavanaugh team was just talking about this, that it seems to go in waves at times. And so this week, more travel. Next week, more travel. It's just the nature of what it is and how we're being called to serve. And so I'll be starting a new series with you that I am really looking forward to because these are the high level things that I really wanted to talk and to share and to be able to give at least my thoughts to them and to let you think about them. As with anything, it's important for you to think about them and to really wrestle with them. The saying goes, when you're eating fish, you have to take the bones out of it. And so, for whatever I share that is true and good and helpful for you, I hope that that is that meat that you're looking for. And the things that you don't agree or whatever, it's okay. Take those bones out, and hopefully, you'll still find some nourishment there. What I want to be sharing with you all about in these next few weeks here is just the concept of partnership itself. I hear that word used all of the time, and I really want to share with you what it means by that. We're growing as a team. Kavanaugh is. We're bringing in a person named Stuart who's been on the field for many, many years. Super experienced person. He's going to be helping us on our Discover Jesus initiative, which is our attempt to try to bring together people and organizations and ministries and churches and even people using different styles of follow up to figure out if we can work together. And so today I just want to share with you a little bit about just the concept itself. We'll look about why it's needed. We'll look about what is there. We're going to look at what challenges are there at times, what stops us from working together, ways that we can overcome them. And so it's in some ways the very heartbeat of what it is at Kavanaugh that we want to be about and what we want to be building. It's one thing to build something for fundraising, for uh, numbers, for any of those other kind of things, and I never want to be a part of that. I want to see the end come. I want to fulfill the Great Commission in our lifetime, in our generation. And I think it's going to take partnership to be able to do that. I think the Lord is pleased when we do it. So when we look into this concept of biblical partnership, it comes back to that whole idea of John 17, of what Jesus prayed, that we would be one, that we could figure out and work together in all ways to be able to bring him glory. So, just what is partnership? It's a phrase that gets used a lot. And basically, it comes down, one of the views is that it's a complementary relationship. And so I have something, you have something, we're able to complement each other or help each other. And it's two or more people, it could be churches, groups, mission organizations. The key here is that the goal is shared, that what you want, what I want is the same. If we're not working towards the same goals, then we're not going to have a good partnership. And so it's where responsibility can be shared, it's where resources, where risk, where rewards, everything can be shared amongst the group. And so it's this collaborative part to it, not, oh, well, one person has all the resources or control and another person. No, it's a shared thing. It's this idea that we complement each other. We're not all on the same level when it comes to resources or responsibilities or even risks and rewards, but the goal is the same. And I think that's going to be a key thing in these next couple weeks together that you'll see is that through the Bible, that's the way it always works, is that people have different gifts, people have different responsibilities, different people opportunities. The key is, what have you been given and how can you use that with others to see God's kingdom advance? I kind of think it's like the idea of 2 plus 2 equals 5, that together, when we share these things, that's where this complement, that's where this exponential part of it comes into play. So you see partnership all the time. Sometimes you don't maybe think of it that way, but in life, we have partners. There are marriages, there are business partners, there are ministry partners, and in all of these, we can see what it is that's taking place. Like we can see where partnership takes place. And it isn't always just this idea of, oh, well, you have something I need, I have something you need, so we'll figure out and we'll work together. That's not what I'm saying. That's there at times, but that's not really just what I'm talking about. I think it goes even further into this idea of partnership, that there's more to it in all of these things. So why? Why do we even need it in the first place? And the reason why is because no individual, no group, no mission organization, no church can solely finish the task of world evangelization and discipleship. I think it takes everyone playing a part. The church where we are going, where we are a part of, that's one of their sayings that they say a lot. Everybody has a part to play. And it gets challenging. And I want to address that and be honest about that. These are some of the challenges. We're going to look into that in this next couple of weeks together. These are some of the things that stop partnership from working well together. But we have to understand that the need is greater than those things that are going to be the challenges that you and I may face. The need, the desperate need to hear the good news, to have someone who can get a Bible, who can pray for them, who can evangelize, who can bring them to faith, who can disciple them so that they can share their faith, that the church can be born in places where it is not, where we can generate leaders where they don't need outside missionary funds or workers, where all of this can take place, the full missionary task, we need each other. And so we have to find out ways where we can do that. And yes, there are challenges. Yes, there are some of these things, but we need to because we cannot do it alone. No single continent can finish the global work. We cannot believe that somehow North America or Asia or Africa or Europe or any place on their own can finish the global work. The global work requires the global workers figuring out how to partner and work well together. And for some of you listening to this or maybe watching the show, you may already be thinking, well, yeah, I've seen that and I've seen examples where it didn't work or where things fell apart. I hear you. I hear you. But we have to keep pushing towards that goal of unity and of accomplishing because that's what Jesus prayed for. He said that's the thing that's going to do it. That's what the world needs. They need to see that we are one. They need to see that we can work well and play well together. That we don't hold our resources. We don't hold on or try to take the glory from God. We don't try to do any of those things. We share, we figure out ways to be a blessing to others, and we are one. In fact, I would say that's the number one thing that I would hope for more than anything else is that we could overcome the divisions to be united in the work together. We need partnership. We need to figure out how to work together. And I know there will be challenges. I know there are doctrinal differences. I know there are organizational ones. And I want to address those straight on and they say, yes, they're there and acknowledge them. But Jesus said, that's his prayer, that we would be united, that we would be one. That's what he wants. And I believe that when we lift up Jesus and when his children work together, when we just try to be a blessing to other people, that's when he is pleased and will even come in greater ways and his spirit will work in mighty ways when we do that. So we need partnership and we need to find ways to be a blessing to each other. And when we do that, I think the Lord is pleased. So, in the next few weeks, we're going to spend some time. We're just going to look at the what it is, what is needed. I'm going to tell you, here's one of the key things that's going to come out. It's about the idea of being a blessing, of not what can I get out of this partnership or I need something and you have it, but it is even when the other people that we're partnering with, maybe they don't have something necessarily to offer, doesn't matter. What I'm trying to submit to you all is that we just want to find ways to be a blessing to others. And that even when we can do that, when there's no benefit necessarily to us, that the Lord is pleased. And actually, there is a blessing that comes from it. That's how I feel about this podcast and the video show. It's what we do to try to share, to try to give back, to try to help those who are trying to make Jesus famous. So if there's others that you know of who need to hear this show or watch it, please share it with them. Please subscribe, click that button. That'll tell you every time there's a new episode. Every Friday, Lord willing, we'll have these coming out for you. But I hope that you'll really think through this and dive through it and chew on it with me these next couple of weeks as we look at this concept of just partnership itself and how we can make Jesus known and how we can work together to see unity in as we work to finish the task. So until next time, keep pressing forward. May God bless you and all that you do to give him glory and to see his kingdom come. Take care and God bless.